So if you haven't noticed, this whole time I have not been talking about money. Money is just one of the many ways that we bless God and are stewards of what He has provided for us. But I'm not talking about just finances only. Now, some of you I know are going, okay, well, I wanted you to settle the issue of, is it first fruits? Is it tithing? Is it only 10%? What is it? What should I do? Well, what you should do is go to your church and go to your pastor and sit down with them and say, will you explain to me the teaching of our church in the area of tithing, in the area of giving of your financial resources? Because see, gosh folks, if we just understood in our hearts that it was all God's, you're just stewarding it, you just would realize that, then all of these things would just kind of iron out. If you realize that 100% of the finances you have belongs to God, if you realize that 100% of the time that you have belongs to God, if you realize that 100% of the relationships you have belongs to God, if you realize that 100% of the understanding that you have about Him and His Word, you didn't get it until He gave it to you, and it belongs to God. And so now all of a sudden we're not worried about trying to figure out, well, should I give 10% before taxes or after taxes? That's crazy thinking. What we need to realize is that God owns everything, and because He owns everything, you are just a steward of it. And as a steward, if he asks you to give 100% of all the money you have in your stewardship, then you give it, because it wasn't yours anyway.